stream. All right, mic check 1 2, mic check 1 2. All right, welcome back to another stream. We have a PDS tornado warning ongoing in Minnesota. It is radar indicated currently, but it is something that we're gonna be watching for. There was a tornado that was confirmed earlier over near Appleton. I can't speak English today for some reason or pronounce things, but we will. What's the word? Persevere, I think. Also, I just realized I do not have my camera all that set up. Give me 2 seconds to do that real quick. All right. What's up, Hard Cheese? I have Ed EAS me name. I see. I said I do remember. I was gonna say because I remember you talking about that before, and now you haven't done exactly that. So yeah, very cool. It's also gonna be the first time in a while that I've seen a radar indicated PDS. I don't remember the last time I saw a radar indicated PDS. The Kings Island in Cincinnati, Ohio. Interesting. So I've been to Ohio once, but that was over in Sandusky, Ohio, to go to Cedar Point. Why does that highlight the whole damn thing? Because I was trying to, or well, because F12 is the open I forgot what it's called honestly, but like the F12 menu, whatever it's called. Also, earlier this morning, I managed to get the lightning video, the first one of this year that I managed to get. That at least had frequent lightning as well. You guys will see that probably tomorrow, depending on what tomorrow's severe weather situation is looking like. Also, another thing we'll take a quick look at eventually as well is the meso analysis. Because I was looking at it earlier, and the lower level shear does not look amazing. For what you would typically see for tornado events in general. But there is shear out there, so. Because initially, earlier today, we had a. Let me pull up the outlook, because we have a 5% up here. And then they increase the size of that, and throughout almost, I want to, like, central portion of Minnesota all the way up to, like, Duluth and Grand Rapids. Yeah, how are you doing? I don't know why this is my stream has under gaming for some reason. Where is? Oh, that's there. Now I fixed the genre category. Sometimes I forget to fix that. Sometimes the heat index here was 105. One point is where I was gonna say here, or basically where I'm at, got to like I think 106 or something like that. with the heat index. I'm like, oh my god, yeah. Welcome to summer, I guess. And also dew points being moist. Got too hot and sick. That's the one thing about heat is if you're out too long in it, get you can't. I mean, you can get like heat headaches and stuff like that. Also, another thing to note with this tornado warning as well. This is also one for up to baseball size hail too. So will be interesting to see if we get any reports later through today out over in this area. See what kind of hail reports we have over here. If we get any of those. Because if we look at the, I don't know, if, I haven't shown the yellow right area, and let's see if this will actually look. Okay, there we go. So here's your 15% risk when it comes to large hail. They put the significant severe in this area, and then there's your wind, which is unhatched, and then tornado risk I showed before, which few tornadoes will be possible today. Was out in it for like 10 hours. Oh boy. Yeah, that is a while in heat. I was gonna say because water, I mean, it can help as well with not being dehydrated, of course. But so this is the only tornado warning out here we got right now. That's PDS warned. And radar indicating its rotation right now. All right, they took down the PDS, so we're down to regular tornado warning, and also up to golf ball size hail as well. All right, so let me go over to the meso analysis real quick. So here is the meso analysis, if it's got load properly. All right, so this is the 850 millibar. So this is like around near the surface area, and as you can see, this is where we have your darker greens is where your higher shear areas are gonna be, and then your more lime areas are gonna be your lower shear, and your lower shear is not gonna be favorable for tornadoes. And if we look at the deep layer shear or bulk shear, which is direction of wind basically, and see all these here on how well those are seen because I have it right in front of my face, but sometimes things are sometimes too small on OBS. But you can see these coming out of the southwest, and bulk shear is around 15 knots, which is pretty low. Even the surface to 6 kilometer, which is needed for storms, severe storms, is around 25 in this area here. And then the effective layer, you got this is around in the 35 layer. Take a look at the lower level lapse rates, which lapse rates are gonna be up there regardless. And if you take a look at the mid levels, which your mid levels are pretty steep for the most part. Instability at the surface is always gonna be pretty high for the most part because summertime, I mean, you have more sunshine, so that's gonna be heating the ground. And of course, your dew points are gonna be higher as well, so you got a lot of moisture. Yeah, we'll go back over to radar. Birthdays in 7 days, so that would be so basically 7 days from now. So that'd be August 3rd. Almost had a heat stroke twice there. Oh boy. Uh, where is there? Weather nerds. Because I have not checked on the ensembles in a bit. The ensembles have been picking up on the area in the MDR or the main development region for something popping up there. Which on the 00Z, I don't know if the 060 is coming yet. It has. Okay. Which on the 060, it shows there's one, not sure what model it is on the Euro there, but, or the Euro ensemble, but it shows one of them getting up to a Cat 1, and the rest of them have between a tropical depression to tropical storm. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at. So this is the 060 Euro model, and let me zoom in a little bit here. What is going on? That is the weirdest thing I've seen. So you can kind of see you got all your ensemble members going towards the northwest. The max right now you can go out because these are still loading on in as we go out through the day. But with 144 hours out, you can see a bunch of these ensembles. Got a couple of these with the lighter blues and dark blues, those being your tropical depression, and your greens being your tropical storm. And there is one over here that has like the yellow. I don't know how well that is being able to see in there, but that one ensemble is picking up a category 1. And let's see where the GEFS is at. And the GEFS is kind of all over the place. If I did, I wouldn't be here talking to you right now. So that is true. Because heat strokes are because heat, heat I can't I think am I having a I word I'm gonna no I'm gonna call it word jam when I can't speak English properly. I'm just gonna call it word jam. Bought a version 2 black insular WR100 listed on eBay. I swear, eBay is a gold mine when it comes to old stuff. So still got about 5 minutes on this tornado warning. Still, they'll probably let to expire out if they don't end up extending that tornado warning. Got a couple of showers and storms starting to pop up here as well, which will be probably our next area to watch for when it comes to storms making their way down towards here. That is a weird arrow. Trying to see what else we got. We also got a couple of severe dust rings out here over in Maryland. I think all these are, yeah, they're all mainly for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Well, 60-mile-per-hour wind gusts to be specific. So also one thing I've been seeing is a lot of people, well, maybe not a lot of people, but a couple people talk about the Euro AI model picking up on the tropical. I think it's within, I think next week or something with that tropical wave coming off of Africa. Let me check. Yeah, about next week or well, next couple weeks or so. All right, still got about a couple minutes here before this tornado warning does end up expiring out. Also got more showers and storms starting to pop on this backside of this now. We are kind of out of range from seeing anything on this area up here. Would be able to see anything that is aloft when it comes to rotation, though. All right, we now have a severe dust warning on us now. Of course, I sail 60-mile-per-hour winds. This one's up to the half-dollar size sail over here with 60-mile-per-hour, up to 60-mile-per-hour winds. Also, speaking of, I guess old stuff as well. I went through. I don't know how many. I don't know how many weeks back it was, but it was. There was a bunch of like Lionel train stuff at this thrift store, and got this. I don't know how much that is in frame is getting cut off because the way I set up my camera, I'm an OBS. All right, we no longer have a tornado warning now. Although I do wonder if that still shows up on weather-wise, because sometimes if a storm moves out of the area, the main area that was initially in the tornado warned area, they'll disappear on Radar Omega, but it'll still be on like weather-wise and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so yeah, it did expire out. Okay. Also, this is one of the other graphics, as you can kind of see at the bottom there. That because a couple weeks back I did a refresh on all my graphics because I'm like, I might as well do a refresh on some of my graphics because I haven't done too much of what I haven't done too much with my graphics ever since last year or something like that. And then I mean I had stuff like the clock and all that over time from the last graphics, but wanted something that was more organized. Also gives more room at the top for anything else, which I don't think I'm gonna add anything at the top, but so when did I change my graphics around anyways? I'm kinda curious. Cause so August 1st, 2024, so almost would be a year ago since I changed my graphics. And also a year since because I haven't been using the smooth look to the reflectivity. Because this is what it would look like if I was still using smooth. How smooth out can this be? Yeah, it's really smooth out. Yes. Let me just update my title real quick because we don't have tornado warning out there anymore. Because let me just get a screenshot comparison of what my graphics used to look like compared to what they look like now. So let me just give me like just give me a couple minutes here. All right, so let me show you what the graphics used to look like. All right, let's go tap through my stream deck. All right, so this is what my graphics used to look like. This is also what the velocity table used to look like on my stream as well. And I also used to have this big old block of this big blocky graphic at the top left. And this has changed maybe a little bit with the text. It's been changed around maybe a couple around. It's been changed around a couple times with how it's positioned. But that's about it. And then this is when I changed my graphics on not August 1st. Yeah, or no, yeah, August 1st of last year. And as you can see, this is also when I was still. I mean, I'm still using smooth for a lot. Well, not velocity, but reflectivity. Also, I will say with the text that I have now, I definitely slimmed down a little bit more. I think, although I don't have a severe thunderstorm warning text like I used to. But yeah, this is all. There's a little bit of history of graphics there. Also, another thing I do want to mention as well, there was a mesoscale discussion from earlier from the Storm Prediction Center. Let me just get that up while I'm at. So here's the mesoscale discussion, and it was basically mesoscale discussion for this specific cell that's going on right now. Which they have the peak probabilities for both wind and hail. The main threats being those. There is the tornado threat in there as well, but if they're expecting hail and wind to be higher, then they'll issue a severe thunderstorm watch. But that's usually in specific cases. Obviously, on days like moderates, you're moderates with tornado threats, then you gotta get tornado watch. Although with the MCS that we Texas in Texas a couple weeks back, that ended up being a PDS severe thunderstorm watch, since the hail and wind threat was, well, mainly the wind threat, but hail wind threat ended up being greater than the tornado threat. Who else we got around here? Do I have the Storm Chaser icons on my weatherwise? I do. Okay. Because Corey Gherkin's all the way up in Belgrade. Not sure where. Oh, Brand Copic's all the way in Fargo, which is all the way up here. Also, I keep forgetting the nice thing that Weatherwise did add as well is where cameras are pointing to. Because on Radar Omega, you're having to kind of guess where the cameras are pointing. Because they don't. Because, I mean, once again, Radar Omega at this point has been updated in over a year at this point compared to Weatherwise. So I'm looking at Weatherwise too. There's a lot of heat advisories out there too. And obviously for good reason. It is a hot one out there. We also do have a wind report from earlier. 52-mile-per-hour winds. Yeah, actually, the first hail pour I've seen for the severe weather event. Mostly nickel-sized hail, but also a few quarters as well. And then there's the tornado report I looked at earlier as well. which looks like it was a brief tornado. I do have a couple wind damage reports. Reports of numerous large trees down between Millen and Chippewa County Road 32. Time estimate from radar. And then we have another one. Large trees and power lines down near the city of Watson. Time estimate from radar. There are a couple of hail reports, but these are from this morning. And not with the main severe threat we are looking at through today. Also looks like we may have got a outflow that's shot out towards the west there. That is quite the shape for a special weather statement. And this over, yeah, in well from San Juan over in Puerto Rico, and you got these. These you can see this would be your normal special weather statement, but then it has this like whatever this weird shape is right here. I don't think we can see that on Radar Mega. Oh no, wait. On Radar Mega, it shows perfectly normal. Actually, wait, no. It shows exactly that in weatherwise. Let me go. Hold on, let me pull up weatherwise real quick while I'm at it. Alright, is that on? Okay, there we go. So yeah, it shows exactly that in weatherwise. That is the weirdest shape I've ever seen in my life. Like if just sometimes with like depending where you're at with tracking on Strava or like if you have like a watch like Garmin or something like that, and then the GPS has like a weird moment and makes like this like a weird line like that. But here is weatherwise, which I've been looking at for a little bit. This is taking a little bit. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say, the nice thing about the weatherwise as well, that they finally added a way to go through previous scans, but you can also see like how GR2 analysis has, where you can look at previous warnings and stuff like that. Even watches as well. I forgot what else. Oh yeah, and on mobile you can go through previous scans as well, which is also nice because on mobile with Radar Mega, I'm like, I wish I could tab through scans so I could see what's going on instead of watching instead of watching a radar loop fully. Also, I think this got updated a moment ago. Yeah. So this is warned for still warned for quarter size hail and 6 mile per hour winds, and it also has a thermal pause tag as well. Moving east at 25. So these are kind of slow movers. Also, wait, that's from the other day. Can Twitter show me stuff that was posted like today? instead of like 4 days ago. Well, I guess show me stuff from like 4 days ago, but it has to be information that's actually relevant. Maybe. That's a one thing. I wish they would make like a filter for Twitter where you can look at stuff that was like posted more like day of. Like like if I want to look at like stuff that's posted today, I would go to like oh I have to go to the page today. I don't know. Yeah. There's also a couple of showers and storms over here in Illinois. It looks like. But yeah, so far we other than the two tornado warnings we had, and one that one PDS warned for radar indicated PDS. They did drop the tornado pause flag on this Severe Storm warning. It looks like it might be a little while till we see more activity when it comes to severe weather. Let's see, let me pull up to not the satellite but the forecasting site. Oh wow, yeah, that's well, this is 17Z, so it's gonna be behind by a bit. What is that? That the ARRR has been showing there. Now let me go. Oh, what just happened? Okay, so this is what the ARRR. This is 17Z, so I mean this is hourly mile, so it's gotta be showing whatever this was earlier, and it shows whatever that cluster was there weakening out, which kind of saw something like that earlier this morning, but that was a bit more north than what this is showing. And then it shows a whole cluster of storms popping up around kind of later in the evening hours. And then turning into MCS and then going straight south into Illinois. Which, if this does end up materializing, could definitely see maybe a couple tornadoes, but it definitely would be mainly a wind and hail threat. And then would be interesting to see if we would get a shower cloud if this does end up materializing. And then if we go over to the NAM, which is 1012Z, but kind of has almost kind of a similar type of run there. And then here's a NAM, which I swear if I see it backwards, the ratio. But on the 12Z NAM, which I feel like the NAM that's going really hard. Which I mean, this is pretty much outdate run at this point, but the NAM is showing like a full on the ratio basically, and then not weakening out as it gets to Iowa or into like Missouri and Illinois, and it weakens while in Iowa. Just a couple of things to kind of look at. The NAM, the NAM Nest or NAM 3K is probably more than likely not going to happen. Also do want to look at the GFS while we're at it, which is on 12Z. Gotta be waiting a couple hours though till we see anything with the 18Z run. But for now, we'll look at the 12Z with the GFS. And the most models will probably be showing that ridge that's be just sitting there for a while. This would be your ridge right in here, and then you have your jet stream, which goes right over that ridge. Which I'm interested in seeing what that sounding looks like there. As you can see, there's a strong area there of upper level wind. And I wonder if I took a sounding inside of convection there, because if you click on a area that of in any areas in here that has like rainfall, which as you can see on this, because it's the 500 millibars, but 500 millibar level with the upper level winds. But if you see temperature dew points like this, then you took a sounding inside of convection. Let me see if that's the case. Yeah, that yeah, that was indeed convection. I took a sounding inside. Kind of surprised that I mean, what does the 500 millibar look like, anyways? I mean, your forcing would be weak there. Kind of surprised there would. I mean, not that you should pay attention to that, anyways, but kind of surprised there's not really a severe threat there. Marshall severe, yeah. So be probably a wind threat there, maybe a few tornadoes inside that. Brief tornado specific. And then we go into the week, which is on Wednesday here. And you can see a lot stronger. You get a strong streak there over in near New England. Other than that, the GFS is I mean, other than maybe a couple weeks ago, this is days out at this point here. The GFS is showing a looks like a tropical storm many hours out there in the eastern Pacific. And then you're gonna go hours upon hours, which could be some things in the future, but when you go so far out, maybe like 200 plus hours out, then things become more kind of muddy when it comes to the details. Also, I will say, then the GFS is just like a low forming off the east coast there, and then going off towards the east. Couple of them, like that right there. Interesting signal that the GF is showing there, but once again, it's many hours out, so it's gonna change a lot. Hello, welcome to the stream. I will say, if we have any rotation, potentially just west of Raymond, Minnesota there. This is the only severe dust warning we've had ongoing currently. for a little bit at this point. Waiting to see if any of this is gonna do anything up here. Might be a while till we see any peak in terms of severe threat. How you doing, Twisted Professional? How you doing? How you doing? That probably where is out there? I'm like looking at the wrong mouse for looking at upper atmosphere things. I'm interested in seeing how Monday is looking like because Monday, which is day two, with this risk here, got a slight risk going all the way from here in Montana between Great Falls and near Helena and Great Falls. But then going through North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, and also Wisconsin as well. The main threat for that being a significant uh sig severe for hail, 15% severe for large hail in South Dakota, Minnesota, and then or wait, no, that's not hail, that's wind. I'm looking at the wrong thing. But for hail, we have 15% going all the way back into Montana, down into South Dakota, Minnesota, and also North Dakota. Our wind threat being between South Dakota, Minnesota, with the significant severe area. So tomorrow could look like a day of a mainly winded to hail threat. There is a 2% tornado risk out there right now. With what the Storm Prediction Center has, which I'm looking at the 500 millibar levels, and yeah, that that's to say that seems to check out. Where's 850 millibar? Yeah, looking at the both 850 millibar and 500. I mean, couple a couple tornadoes would be possible tomorrow for sure. I'm kind of curious what the temperatures are gonna be looking like as well. Oh, there. I'm like, where is the temperatures at? So here is the 12Z GFS when it comes to the temperatures, which 21Z Sunday, which is today. The GFS has a couple areas in quite a few areas in the hundreds when it comes to the temperatures. This is not even it feels like this is the temperatures. And then if you go to Monday, it's going to be pretty warm as well. And then basically same story again tomorrow in the plains and the Great Plains up here with having temperatures from between 90 to over 100-degree temperatures. And then if you go to Tuesday, that kind of shifts to the south a little bit with the temperatures. And I mean, definitely a little bit cooler and certain places up here with like Kansas and Nebraska. Oklahoma, Texas look like they could be expecting some hotter temperatures there. Same thing with Friday. Basically the rest of the week, basically. If we go over to Euro, which the Euro has basically almost like a similar story when it comes to the heat. Now, if we take a look at the dew points, there we go. So looking at dew points, yeah, it's got to be quite humid, and also got corn corn sweat going on as well. So those those dew points are gonna be higher as well, especially between Iowa, Illinois, and anywhere in the Midwest, basically where they're growing corn, basically. Definitely a boundary that's there that's firing off all these storms up here. Also, as well, in terms of the tropics, there is tropical depression 1C out over here near Hawaii, and then the next would be tropical storm wind, which if I remember correctly, this would be following the Central Pacific names out here. Let's see. The first name for the area just they could be somewhere here where that aligns that with the longitude and latitude for Central North Pacific names. The first one would be a Coney with the Central North Pacific. We also do have a 3030 with this area here, and then we have a 060. So the Pacific is gonna be active for a while, compared to the Atlantic. Probably won't see much activity in the Atlantic. Probably, probably won't see much till I want to say probably September when it comes to the hurricane season. So far, we haven't seen much in terms of hurricanes. We definitely have seen a couple of tropical systems. We've already had, I think we had. I mean, we've had tropical storm Andrea. All right, no, we've had tropical storm Andrea, tropical storm Barry, and tropical storm Chant. I still can't get the name right. Chantel. Which tropical storm Andrea was interesting one because it was probably the one of the besides Barry, the one of these more sloppy looking tropical storms we've seen. All right, so I still got about 7 minutes on that severe thunderstorm warning. Probably if they don't issue a new severe thunderstorm warning, they probably will end up. Well, they they we'll see if they issue a new severe thunderstorm warning or not, but they probably won't. We also got a couple storms up here in Michigan, Upper Peninsula in Michigan, which this one is looking interesting because you got this area right here, which if I mean this is a sea breeze right here, but or specifically a lake breeze, but would be interesting to see if that does end up hooking onto that. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna be right back for a few moments here. While we're in downtime. All right. As so far, we're once again we're kind of in a down period at this point when it comes to the severe threat. Haven't seen too much when it comes to the tornado threat or wind threat, hail threat. Let me take a look at the mezzo analysis real quick. Cause I think the one thing that a lot of this is struggling with is the wind shear, which the surface to 1 kilometer with the bulk shear is starting to go up. Same with the surface to 6 as well. All right. I think what the plan is, since not really not anything I mean other than the severe dust sprint up here in Michigan, but I think what the plan's gonna be is I'll be back later uh to stream again. Depending on depending on what's gonna be going on, which I'll be kind of just monitoring for right now. When it comes to the severe threat, which might actually start seeing a threat go up now, but right now I haven't seen too much of anything at the moment. Yeah, I'll be back later to stream. Keep an eye out, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. We'll see how much. Well, be monitoring for the severe threat for today. Basically, I guess you could say. I don't know. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next stream I do.